Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, where's my brethren all around the world watching this video? Hope you're having a great day today as you're tuning in. Make sure you do yourself a damn favor and hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. Now, an interesting story regarding Manny Pacquiao, not directly related to Pacquiao, but it's pretty interesting. So, for those of you who don't know, recently Manny Pacquiao's 19-year-old son, Emmanuel Jr., he fought an exhibition fight. I didn't watch it, but I heard about it. He fought an exhibition fight recently, and you know, it's upsetting members of his family. It's upsetting Manny Pacquiao. It's upsetting his wife, okay? Because they don't want their sons boxing. I mean, so much so to the point where, as I'm reading this as I read in this article, they don't even have boxing gloves or equipment in the house. That's how much Manny Pacquiao does not want his sons boxing. Okay, here's what Manny Pacquiao said in regards to his son boxing. He said, I quote, "It pains me that he is boxing because I know how hard it is. I told him Daddy only went into boxing because of poverty. You don't need to box. But he said, Daddy, like you, boxing is my passion also. I want to be representative of this country as an athlete." He then went on to say that I quote, "His mother has cried several times telling him, don't go into boxing, son. But he really wants to do it." So that's that. So yeah, he's 19 years old. He just had an exhibition fight, and you know he's getting into the sport and whatnot. So look, we've seen this time and time again. You know, a lot of times we've seen it with. We'll use modern day examples. So you know, this weekend we have Chris Eubank Jr. fighting against James DeGale. He really hasn't been as good as his father, and he hasn't even reached that world championship level as a fighter. You had Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He hasn't really reached that. You know, he hasn't carved out the best career for himself either. You know, so you have him. You have Conor Benn. I mean, do we have to even say anything about Conor Benn? Conor Benn has done, at this point in his career, nothing as a fighter that resembles what his father Nigel Benn did. Joe Frazier had his son Marvis Frazier, who got knocked spark out by, what was it, Larry Holmes? Larry Holmes knocked him spark out, and he didn't do much as a fighter. The list goes on and on of fighters who wanted to follow in their dad's footsteps. You know, and it's very seldom where the son is ever as good as the father. You know, that in a way that's kind of what makes Floyd Mayweather's career so exceptional, because even though his father wasn't like a Hall of Fame boxer or anything like that, his father was a quality fighter. And not only did he surpass his father, but he surpassed his father and became, and I would definitely say, is one of the top 50 best boxers of all time. So we see this plenty of times with boxers, you know, sons wanting to go into it. I would say this, man. Look, boxing is not a sport; it's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. You can't just do boxing 75%, 85%, 90%, and expect to just be good at it. So I fully understand Pacquiao's coming from, because he's been in some wars. I'm sure, you know, when he's doing his 1,000 sit-ups and for 4,000 sit-ups in training camp, like, he knows the dedication, the discipline, the long nights, just all, and not even just that. When you turn pro, you know, all the bullshit that comes, the politics, the promoters, the managers, everything that comes with the sport. You know, there's a lot to deal with, and he knows that. And he doesn't want his son there, and obviously Jinky, the wife, doesn't want the son to do that. Jinky don't even want Manny boxing anymore. I mean, Manny's going to carry on, and he's probably got, I would say, anywhere from 1 to 3 fights left in him, and she don't even want Manny boxing. So that just tells you where it is there. But you know, hey, if he has that burning desire in his heart, and he's gonna put the work in, and he's gonna show that he's serious about it, I wouldn't discourage him from that. If that's his dream, if he wants to follow in your footsteps and try to carve out a career for himself in boxing, and if he's not passionate about anything else in the world, then I wouldn't discourage him. If anything, I would give him a trial period and take him to the gym, and I would see what I could do with him. I would see, like, you know, just if you can train for a year or 2 years and really put your mind to the sport, just training wise, getting the fundamentals down and all that stuff, I wouldn't discourage him. You know, so you know, it's interesting stuff. It's like history always seems to repeat itself in boxing. We always see sons of fighters wanting to be fighters, and it's very, 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 very seldom that they ever wind up being as good as their fathers. And in the case of his father, Manuel Jr.'s father, Manny, he has something big to live up to, because Manny Pacquiao, he's not like, I think he's got it worse than Chavez and worse than Conor, Ben has it, or those guys, because this is a guy that is not just a Hall of Famer, first ballot, multiple division world champion, multiple division lineal champion. This guy, Manny Pacquiao, your father, is one of the top 10 best pound-for-pound fighters to ever live, to ever put on a pair of boxing gloves. The shit he's done in boxing is unprecedented. So to have that measuring stick is it's not good. It's gonna be very tough to deal with, and he's gonna have to be mentally tough to deal with that. And we just don't know if he's gonna be mentally tough to deal with it, enough to deal with it, because I'm sure it'll cast a large spell over him anytime he fights. They'll be asking about his dad and his father, and there will always be those comparisons there, because that's how it works for any son of a fighter. And it's the same thing in basketball. Patrick Ewing, one of the best basketball players of all time, one of the top 50 best basketball players of all time. He had sons. They weren't shit in the league. Michael Jordan, he had sons. They played college ball. They didn't even make the league. So we see this in every sport, and it's very few that actually are as good or better than their fathers. That's why, like, when we see a Floyd Mayweather, or if we see a Ken Griffey Jr. in baseball, his dad was a good ball player, but he himself was a great ball player. An all-time great ball player, Ken Griffey Jr. So, if it's something that Emmanuel Jr. wants to do, I encourage him. I would say to him, look, don't try to be like your father. You get your own style in the ring. You dedicate yourself to the sport, and you find what works for you, and you fight your fight. But don't try to be like your dad. Don't try to be as good as him, because guys that are not even related to you, who are current welterweights, can't even be as good as your father. Okay, fucking half the welterweight division right now can't even be as good as his father. So how the hell is he gonna be as good as his father? Just be patient, dedicate yourself to the sport, and if it's what you want to do, really know in your heart that you want to do it, and stick with it even when shit gets rough. So that's the news. Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's son is boxing. His dad doesn't want him boxing. His mom doesn't want him boxing. And that's what it is. So who knows, man? Maybe if he gets good in the next 3 or 4 years, he can go fight Gervonta Tank Davis. Maybe be a future Gervonta Tank Davis opponent, because Tank Davis said he wanted to fight Pacquiao, but maybe he won't get the Manny fight, but he'll get the Emmanuel Jr. the fight. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single video, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.